Old English alphabets. Old English alphabets. Old English alphabet has a few differences from that of modern English. It didn't have the letters Q, Z, and I, and V. K and X are used but rarely. It also had four letters not used in modern English, such as ash, named, ash, p, named, son, th, named, that, is, named, s, p, named, pin, and win. What alphabet was used in Old English? Old English was first written in runes, such as Fusark, but shifted a minuscule half-uncial script of the Latin alphabet, introduced by Irish Christian missionaries from around the 8th century. This was replaced by Uncial script, a cursive and pointed version of the half-uncial script. Modern English. In the orthography of modern English, the letters son, is, win, yoga, ash, and ethel are absolute. What are the names of the Old English letters? We used to have 6 small letters in the English alphabet. S, the. Then Y in the actually comes from the letter S, which slowly merged with Y over time. Son is in many ways the counterpart to S. Win was incorporated into our alphabet to represent today's W sound. Yolk, ash, ethel. Did Old English have K? Old English, the K sound was represented first with the rune like that, and then by C when the Latin script was adopted. After the Norman conquest, French loan words and spelling structure entered English. However, French doesn't use the letter K, and neither does any other Romance languages. How to study Old English? Use a textbook. Certainly, a textbook on Old English can help you to learn more about the language as you read Beowulf. There are many different textbooks on Old English available, and consulting the websites of different scholars who teach the language can help you identify different options that might work for you. Old English is also known as Anglo-Saxon, which is derived from the names of the Germanic tribes that invaded England during the 5th century. The most famous work of English Old Literature is the epic poem Beowulf. What is I in Old English? The Old English word for I is ich. When was the Old English used? Old English was not static, and its usage coverage is a period of 700 years, from the Anglo-Saxon settlement of Britain in the 5th century to the late 11th century, some of time after the Norman invasion. How old is English alphabet? The modern alphabet with 26 letters started in the 16th century. The development of the English alphabet had influence from the Semitic, Phoenician, Greek, and Roman script. How old is English language? Approximately 1,400 years old. The English language is approximately 1,400 years old. It originated from a West Germanic language and was brought over to Britain in the middle 5th century by the Anglo-Saxons during the migration. What is you and we in Old English? You and we were graphic variations of each other. Both were used for sounds we now often spell with A and U. The letter F was used in Old English for both the sounds we now spell as F, as in wife, and those we spell using V, as in wives. What was the first English writing? The earliest English prose work, the Law Code of King Arthur, one of Kent, was written within a few years of the arrival in England, 597, of St. Augustine of Canterbury. What is written? Old English. Old English poetry was survived almost entirely in four manuscripts: the Exeter Book, the Menus manuscript, the Mercer Book, and the Beowulf manuscript. Old English prose work include legal writings, medical tracts, and religious texts and transcriptions from Latin and other languages. What is do in Old English? From Middle English, done. From Old English, done. From Proto-West-Germanic, done. From Proto-Germanic, dunic. From Proto-Indo-European, de, to put, place, do, and make. What is OK in Old English? One predecessor of OK was OV, all right. The general fact is speculated to have existed in spoken or informal written U.S. English for a decade or more before its appearance in newspapers. Oak's original presentations as all correct was later varied with spellings such as all correct or even all correct. How many people speak Old English? There are no native speakers of Old English, which is what the Anglo-Saxons spoke and wrote in. The English language has changed beyond recognition since, and even Middle English can be problematic for most people. How many letters in English alphabet? 26 letters. The English alphabet, or modern English alphabet, today consists of 26 letters, 23 from Old English and 3 added later. What is the difference in Old English and modern English? Certainly in grammar. Old English is chiefly distinguished from later stages in the history of Old English by greater use of a larger set of inflections in verbs, nouns, adjectives, and pronouns, and also by a rather less fixed word order. It also preserves grammatical gender in nouns and adjectives. So, how old is modern English? The most scholars date modern English to about the year 1450. It spread widely in England due to existent volume of printed materials, including the works of Shakespeare, beginning in the late 1500s, and the King James Bible, the first published in 1611. Which country is the first English? England? Latin alphabet, the most widely used alphabetic writing system in the world, the standard script of the English language and the language of most of Europe and those areas settled by Europeans. England and the Scottish Lowlands countries of the United Kingdom are the birthplace of the English language, and the modern form of the language has been spread around the world since the 17th century, first by the worldwide influence of England and later the United Kingdom, and then by that of the United States. What was the first English word? Scientists at the University of Reading have discovered that I, we, who, and the numbers 1, 2, and 3 are amongst the oldest words, not only English, but across all European languages. What is book in Old English? The word book comes from Old English book, which in turn comes from the Germanic root book, cognate to bich. What is want in Old English? The final irregular verb is willen, to want. Willen often comes paired with the influence form of another verb, just like in modern English. For example, I want to go, you want to see, he wants to drink. Why do people learn Old English? Old English is a de facto dead language in the sense that it's no longer spoken in its original form. Most words in modern English come from Old English, so knowing it would help you understand from a cultural perspective why words mean that they mean, and also help you understand why many words have many meanings. Always, many, good morning, the origins of these words. From Middle English, always, always, a version of Middle English, always, 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 always from Old English, ailing, ailing way, always properly, literally, all the way, all the while, cognations from Ellen Weg, evaluated to always plus s. From Middle English, many, many, mony, from Old English meaning monic, monag, many from Proto-West Germanic moneg, from Proto-Germanic monages, some, much, and many. From Middle English and morning, also as good morning, from Old English goodne morgen, good morgen, and ellipses of the expression such as I wish you a good morning, equivalent to good plus morning. Types of English. Most speakers have same understanding that British English, American English, Canadian English, and even South African English all exist and have some differences. The major native dialects of English are often divided by linguists into three general categories by British Isles dialects, those of North America, and those of Australia. How do you say hello in the 1800s? Anything from grunts, nods, hand waving, and other gestures through hello to thee, how far there, good morrow, and how do you do, etc. until hello, possible from Old English, who, hallebo, though, and then hi took over the casual English.